Good morning. It's Friday, December 16th. The time is now 6:02 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a great morning show prepared for you. Come on, let's go.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Good morning, Vietnam!
You're now tuned into the most censored morning show in the realm, Rise and Grind.
Tell me what you're thinking about. I just wanna be there too. Even when you're falling down, I'll be falling next to you. Never used to be so hard, but now we always seem so far apart. But I've been right in front of you. Close to you has never felt so far away. I'm calling out that I can keep you safe. You're floating now, it feels like you're in outer space, but I'm in the same place. Promise I won't change, I'll be next to you. I'll be next to you. Close to you has never felt so far away. I'm calling out that I can keep you safe. You're floating now, it feels like you're in outer space, but I'm in the same place. Promise I won't change, I'll be next to you. I'll be next to you. Why do you keep letting go? All I want is you to know that I know how it feels to barely hold on. We can face it all together, even if it takes forever. I will wait as long as you still want me to. Close to you has never felt so far away. I'm calling out that I can keep you safe. You're floating now, it feels like you're in outer space, but I'm in the same place. Promise I won't change, I'll be next to you.
Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Today is again Friday, December 16th. The time is now 6:08 a.m. How's everybody doing? How is your week? Let's get into this content. We've got so much planned today. We're going to open up the paper. We're going to look at some memes. We're going to talk about, spirituality and stuff like that. We're just going to see what's going on. And I hope you guys are interested just like me. And let's get into this first meme of the morning. This one says, I did not come to teach you. I came to love you. Love will actually do the teaching, right? This is absolutely true. Love is our greatest teacher. It can do anything. It can change anything, move mountains. It can do absolutely anything. Let's keep going here. Did you know that your eye is the lamp into your body? And when your eyes are healthy, your whole body is also full of light. But when they are unhealthy, your body is also full of darkness. And it's interesting that we have scientists and research now that shows us that the colors inside of your eyes, when they're clear, you can actually look at the eye and you can determine whether or not your body is physically doing well or not too. So the scripture is actually physical and it's also parabolically heavenly level. So it also has a spiritual implication too, because what we see is actually, it's manifested from what we don't see, right? Everything came from what we don't see. So and that's where we're going to head to. So did you know that you can actually reshape your reality, right? Atomogenesis here says, your brain will constantly rewire itself to suit the information that you feed into it. If you constantly complain, gossip, and find excuses, it will make it much easier to find things to be upset about, regardless of what is happening around you. Likewise, if you constantly search for opportunities, abundance, love, and things to be grateful for, it will make it much easier to find a reflection of those things around you too. It does take practice, but over time, this is a very powerful way to reshape your reality. Love that meme. It's an oldie but a goodie. This one says, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenges, wish for more wisdom. This is key. Are we doing these things? Are we flipping our negatives and turning them into a positive? That's what we want to promote here on this podcast. That's what we've been trying to do. And if you didn't know, this podcast is sponsored by, yes, not Milwaukee. We do like Milwaukee stuff, but freshly ground coffee and birds. The birds chirping are actually one of our best sponsors. So yeah, let's all have some freshly ground coffee this morning together. Thank you for tuning in. If you're late for work, it's now 6:11 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. You better get to work if you gotta go. You can turn this podcast on while you drive. Just please don't look at the screen. Just listen to it, okay? This one says, the change. You can be aware of outside energies without allowing it to directly affect you. You should also be aware of your own energies and what you are sending out with your own thoughts and emotions. Be the filter and help actually transform this realm and be the change. Please, what are you constantly thinking about? What is on your mind? What is on your heart? What are you doing to manifest better things? Are you doing anything? Are you just Are you thinking about negativity all the time? You have to do a self introspection. Every day you should grade yourself. How did you do? Did you stay calm? Did you face anything? Did you do anything? These are the things that you need to rate yourself on and go on and be the change. Like the meme says, we need people out here to change. We don't need everybody to be the same. This one says energy. When your body gets a disease, it does absolutely everything it can to get rid of it. Energy works the same way. If you come into contact with another person and their energy isn't aligned with your higher self, your energy will try and push them away. That's just what's going to happen. This is why you get strong gut feelings around certain people that might be trying to unconsciously bring you down. It's crazy that I got to read a meme about other people bringing other people down, but yes, it's true. It's true. There are what we call here on this team griefer beings. They just go around and grief other people. They see someone that's loving kind and they want to tear them down and hurt them. But then we also have people that go around and share truth. And at their own peril, they lose friends, they lose family. Sharing truth is one of the hardest things you can possibly do, but I really strongly recommend that you always share truth with people. And again, let's get back into this. This is why you get strong gut feelings around certain people, because of energy, right? They could be somehow unconsciously trying to bring you down. So it says here, the best thing you can do is send that person love and light and keep moving forward. That's what we're going to always do here. We're going to constantly keep moving forward and try to get better every single day, right? That's what we do. That's what we're going to constantly try to do. We're going to constantly try to become better people, more loving, more caring, stronger on the truth, more dogmatic. 2023 is almost here. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are too, because we got so much planned. This is just the beginning of what we're doing here. As we progress forward through time, things are going to get brighter, more colorful. It's going to be way more fun. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm just glad that you might have clicked on this video. I don't know if you've tuned in. This is not going to be a 3-minute TikTok video. Okay, this is going to be a couple of hours of truth and information and stuff that I want to leave. I want to leave a Marikai, which means to leave a piece of yourself in everything that you do. And I want to leave a piece of myself. So let's get into this first song break. And thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you after this. Let's go, rise and shine.
Man down, I can't believe this
What a track. What a track. Let's get into the news and the paper. Don't be like this guy, okay? Come on. Wake up, people. Let's not be like this guy. Let's actually pay attention when we're out in the realm. Let's just not be like this guy, okay? He's going to go, oh no. He fell into the pond. Don't be like this guy, okay? Come on, wake up. Look up when you're out in the realm. Don't be constantly looking at your phone. Now, if you're watching the Rise and Grind podcast, yeah, just make sure you're not driving. I know I'm on camera and all that, but pay attention to the road. When you're walking, pay attention to the road where you're walking, okay? Let's be like upscaled citizens. Let's go above and beyond what the average bot is doing. Don't be like this guy, okay? Good morning, everybody. The time is now 6:18 in the Central Standard Time. We've got the news. We've got the paper open. Here we go. Now, you know why the left is having a meltdown apparently over Twitter, they're saying. Because they cannot believe that opinions they successfully censored are now being openly communicated without fear. If anybody is seeing this, you've got to be absolutely retarded to think that they're not openly sharing this information. They want it uncensored. That's why they're putting it out. They're not scared that it's being uncensored. They are literally the ones uncensoring it. Let's hear what Fauci has to say.
One thing historically people need to realize that even if there is some asymptomatic transmission.
Now, what is he doing with his hands, this guy? This guy is such a creepo. And is he, you know, everybody comes in strong shapes and sizes. It doesn't matter how big, how tall, this or that. But what you do notice is that, you know, anybody that's under 5 feet, this guy might be like 4'2". There's something wrong with him. He wants to prove to the world that he's a big man instead of just being a healthy, normal, natural person. It's crazy.
Respiratory-borne viruses of any type.
And he's still talking about respiratory-borne viruses. But so the main thing I wanted to point out here with this article is that they are absolutely uncensoring the truth because they do this so that they can say that they gave you deniability. They gave you the truth. It's on you now. What they do is they tell you all the information. They give you all the truth, right? And then when the time comes, they're going to say, well, we told you everything. You know, you were the idiot. That's what they're doing. They're giving away their possible deniability here. This one's super interesting. If you guys can read this headline, World Economic Forum declares, yes, Jesus is fake news. Yeah, and God is dead. Well, guess what, everybody? Guess what? This is absolutely true. These two clown shoe cuck headed for the Lake of Fire shills, Klaus Schwab and Harare, actually got it right. The name Jesus means earth pig, so it is fake, right? Fake. And God is the deity that tricked Eve. And if he's not dead, it's not dead, it's going to be soon. So this is actually a truthful headline coming out of the World Economic Forum. Moving on with the news here. MSNBC host, here we go. Are we developing anti-science in society? So the important thing that I want to point out here is what we have is duping delight double speak. What these shills do is they come out and tell you their plan, right? And then they do it in a way where they're saying that they're fighting against this. Listen, anyways, let's hear what Fauci has to say. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Let's listen to this creep.
Rise of disinformation.
Jesuit Vatican agent.
Are we developing an anti-science?
Yeah.
Like, she couldn't clear her mouth any more times. This is a professional newscaster. She's making all these noises.
Well,
society.
The answer is yes, the short answer to your question, Andrea. But the other thing is that there's so much misinformation that we're experiencing the normalization of untruths.
This couldn't be further from the truth, closer to the truth, right? The whole entire Cerveza thing, the whole virology hoax is the furthest that we've ever been from the truth. The fact that people are afraid to breathe on other people is the craziest place that we've ever been in 6,000 years. True.
Where there's so much disinformation that's spread predominantly through social media.
Through the media. He's got it right. Look, he's smiling. This is duping delight. He's doing the whole snake tongue mouth thing too, because this is a viper guy. What do you think he is? Who do you think he serves?
People just get so used to the untruths that it becomes normalized. It's really bad, because then you don't push back against it. You say, well, that's just the way it is.
We got to put the mask on. We got to do the things. We got to do all this. We got to cover that's what they're doing.
And that would be a terrible blow.
Terrible.
To society, and I believe to our democracy.
To our democracy, huh? Oy vey. Wears his little tiny Jesuitical hat on. Moving on from that article. Question, would you be willing to risk $44 billion of your own money to ensure that all people had a right to free speech without hashtag censorship, right? All while making yourself the target of uni-party government and political elites who control the narratives. If anybody thinks that Elon Musk has $44 billion, you are brain dead. He is an actor. He is a puppet. He's been put on stage to come out, and he's the philanthropist, right? What is he? The guy from the comic books. He's got the glowing energy. He's Iron Man. He's going to fly around the earth in his spacesuit, right? Elon Musk is going to save the day. No, he's been put out here to program you into social control systems. He wants you to plug your brain in so that they can read your mind at all times. He wants you to drive their vehicles that only go to their places that they're going to allow you to go. You're not, oh, sorry, Ronnie Shine, you've been blocked off Google. You're not allowed to go to the forest today. He's here to just bring in the total New World Order totalitarian system. His other plans that he's bringing in, if anyone isn't paying attention, is one app to rule them all. Right, it's WeChat in China, but Twitter is going to become the new WeChat here in North America, and on it they're going to have everything censored, so you won't be able to say anything you want to buy, anything you want to. This is where they're trying to funnel the people, and they're using Elon Musk, a guy running around, and if you can see this, he's still wearing his Halloween costume. In his avatar here, this is a fully grown man who apparently is one of the richest men in the world. Yeah, okay, what did he somehow managed to rise up above the Rothschilds, and let alone the other 13 families that are involved with them? I don't think so. This is all retarded. If you think if you think Elon misinformation himself decided to spend $44 billion to save free speech, there's something wrong with your brain. I don't know what to tell you. Moving on from that one, why you should avoid graveyards and cemeteries. This is something that I've never really looked into. I'm not big into going and dealing with the dead, but I do honor the people that have been around me during this life. I don't want other people to get too weirded out here, but it looks like down here, standing stones with letters, one set of letters for each soul, avenues, stones, devices, but are they really a concept? It says, what really happens when the sun warms up these devices and humans visit? So the whole idea of a graveyard or a cemetery might be something else that we don't quite understand yet. I know putting piles of rocks on top of burials is something that we've done for a long time, but I don't know with these new modern day things. I don't trust anything that the Jesuits or the Tiny Hats or any of these other people have tried to sell us. It's death is also very profitable for these crazy beings that are running the realm right now. Moving on from that one, we got so much to get into. This one says breaking. So if you don't know about Binance and the Concoin schemes that have been going on, Binance locks withdrawals for some accounts amid with CEO calls just market behavior. So what's happening is all the different places where people have got their Bitcoin in the banks, they're actually shutting these places down, and when you go to withdraw your money, it's frozen. You can't get it out. And on top of that, you better remember your password. How many people have forgotten their password to their Apple iPhone or something, right? Their password to their account. Like, could you imagine if you had $1 million in your Bitcoin account and you forgot your password? How is that gonna go, right? I bet you it happens all the time. Well, apparently now, if you don't forget your password, it doesn't matter. They're just gonna lock you out of your own money anyways, because it was a con and a scheme right from the start. Looking here, it says U.S. prosecutors are considering charging crypto exchange Binance too, and its executives with money laundering and sanctions violations. So the whole entire thing has been money laundering. What do you think they're using it for? And if you think it's not traceable, you are retarded. Good morning, everybody. It's 6:27 a.m. It is Friday, December 16th, and back with more information on the cuck of all cucks, the guy wearing his Baphomet Halloween costume. Says here, I strongly disagree. Forcing your pronouns upon others when they didn't ask is implicitly ostracizing those who don't. It's neither good nor kind to anyone. And he goes on to state, Elon here, as for Fauci, he lied to Congress and funded the gain-of-function research that killed millions of people. Not awesome, in my opinion. Does anybody think that Tony Fauci is going to be arrested? Do you think on the other side of the screen, Tony Fauci is going to be held accountable for anything that he's done? No, he's going to be given more money, more bonuses. He's probably somewhere chilling out in the West Bank right now, building a brand new mansion. You're not going to see Tony Fauci. He's going to do his little TV ads. He's gone. He's already quit. He's not even working for the U.S. government anymore after his crazy, 30-year tenure, right? He was the guy that brought out AIDS and put all this other disinformation and all this other nonsense. Now you guys can see how I throw my voice when I use the mic. It's not going to be as the same mic when I'm on camera. But if you think Tony Fauci, back off the squirrel moment, if you think Tony Fauci is going to be held accountable for any of this in this realm right now, you don't know who's running this realm. But hey, that's not going to last for long. But yeah, we got Elonald here, which is, yes, the joint. We started calling him Elonald, 8 months ago when him and Donald Trump teamed up. We seen exactly what was coming. And here we are, Friday, December 16th. Elonald is now saying that they're going to lock up Tony Fauci. Better get you some of those Twitter files because, hey, we are one nation. Yep. Under Moloch. Well, I'm not under Moloch. I'll burn this statue. I'll burn this entire realm is going to burn down. But most people, yep, that's who they serve. Moloch, right? One nation under Moloch. That's what this is. It has been for a long time. Don't get it twisted. Twist up something that's good for you. Moving on to something else that's super crazy. How do people watching professional sports that aren't investigating the truth, that didn't go, I've never had to cover my face, and, I've gotten a cold most of the times in my life, but I no one died. How could they not be turning on the football and soccer and all these other sports, hockey, and seeing major professional athletes dropping dead every day? You guys have no idea how many of these articles that I actually have. Lots. I don't show them all because it would just be way too much. Just every day, all the dead professional, healthy athletes. And we know why. But how does a regular person... That's my question. How does somebody not researching the truth? What do they think that it's because they're not saying that it's caused by the invisible enemy? That's not what they're saying. They're just saying that these heart failure, this and that, and it's crazy. This realm we live in is just absolute crazy. Moving on to more crazy government who are actually actors. Anyone that you're seeing up on these screens here, anybody that you're seeing, Sidney Powell, yep. This is the QAnon champion, right? She's fighting for the Kennedy tiny hat family and the Bushes and all that. She's actually a film producer, right? She's a professional in managing actors, right? Check it out. I'm not lying. This is what it is. I'm just showing you the truth. Take it for what you want. Q-tards, go ahead and run with that one. Moving on to the next article of the morning. Did you know Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates funded MIT's Media Lab developing CBDC, quote, Project Hamilton, end quote, while SEC Chair Gensler was the lab's senior advisor and taught economics with Glenn Ellison. See, all these people are connected, who is the father of SBF's girlfriend and CEO of Alameda Research, Caroline Ellison. So I don't know all these names. I know some of them. I know about this nonsense that's going on with the Concoin. But look at this. They are all like, how can people just, it's nothing, right? Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein worked together, funded a media lab developing CBDC's Project Hamilton. How does this just not faze anybody else? Is it just me? Am I the only crazy one out here? I probably am. If you're tuned in, you're probably just as crazy as me. But look at this. Dazzling galactic diamonds shine in new Webb telescope image. If you think that these are diamonds shining in the sky, I have a really expensive bridge for sale. If you'd like to check out this bridge, it's really good. It has good expansion joints. It's level. It's built level. We didn't use any spherical Earth geometry to build it. James Webb Telescope this is just crazy what they're trying to sell to people, but yeah, CNN sells it and the rest of the world and the NPCs eat it up as real. Here we go with this one. It says this model of Earth is the same used by the Illuminati. He's claiming this is the cube of Yahawahashai. No, there is no cube of Yahawahashai. There is only cube references and symbolism in the Kabbalah, which is a satanic oral tradition that's been passed down since the time of Cain. Let's not get it twisted. Again, we twist up stuff that's good for us. This information here does have some interesting things that we can look at. So we do have the sevenly realms, the sevenly luminaries here in the sky, right? I don't know what kind of AE nonsense, circling sun retardation nonsense this is, but you can actually measure the sun's position and it never circles in the sky like this. But they do have at least the correct position of the luminaries. But be very wary. Anybody who's trying to sell you anything about cubes and any of this other nonsense, it's all satanic gibberish. It's basically Kabbalism, and they're just trying to externalize it. The hierarchy is being externalized, and they try to do it in the guise of fighting against the Illuminati and their cube of... I'm mad that they even put YHWH here. Moving on. Don't be fooled. Do you know who Robert Malone is? This is an absolute scumbag, which I let him know here. Robert Malone is an internationally recognized Satanist and is the original inventor of, yes, oh, I'm truncating that, excuse me. Damn, Kennedy sent me some cough thing while I was trying to read this one here. Screw you, Kennedys. Dr. Malone is the international recognized Satanist and is the original inventor of the mRNA vaccination and the DNA and multiple non-viral. Do you see what he invented? This is crazy. This is ridiculous, and we're not going to stand for it. We're going to call you out. Lies my government told me? Yeah, okay. The guy who swore he swore an oath. Anyone who swears oaths, get away from me. Don't come near me with you trying to tell me truth. After you swore death oaths to other organizations, that's where your truth is going to lie. We'll do a few more and then we'll get into a song break. But this is, this is how I feel. This is how our team feels. We're just chilling. We're just chilling like this frog. That's it. We got lots planned too. We're not going to be live tonight. We'll be live Sunday. We're gonna decide what we could read another book of scriptures, or we might get into explaining the moon. We've got new stuff to do with the moon. We want to show her extra peculiar courses, and we'd like to show you how a 5,000-year-old book perfectly explains the movements of the moon that we can now only model in 2022 with special modeling programs to show exactly how peculiar her courses can be. But this is our team right here. We just chilling. We're just chilling out, right? That's how we do it. Let's keep going here. Hopefully you guys are having fun with me here. This is an interesting podcast, to say none the least. Moving on, Denmark's largest lender, yep, more Concoin, pleads guilty to resolve one of, they say, the biggest money laundering scandals in years. No one will pay, right? No one's going to pay. They're probably all walking scot-free. And if they do time, they come out, they got their millions of dollars already waiting for them, right? But hey, somebody's being held accountable, so they say. Look at this. We're never going to forget this. The music is horrible. I can't even believe that this stuff took place. We had people in pens, sheep pens, right? They were all herded up. They weren't allowed to be too close to each other. I mean, the level of just craziness I never expected in my entire life, 42 years, to see people be so dumbed down to the point where they would do the most ridiculous things. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Anybody, like... Especially this makes me mad. This is torture. Disgusting. Why would you put a mask on a dog like this? That's... What are they doing? All for them shekels and the Jesuit coin. That's what people be doing. Yeah, be protected. You got to wear a bubble mask thing. Look at this guy. Coming out of the sun. Wow, what is wrong with these people? Actually, this makes me sad. This is just mind control. I don't know. Are these real? Are they bots? I don't know. Yeah, that person looked nude, but wearing a mask. Moving on. Massive Brooklyn fire. Yep, destroys decades of, you guessed it, NYPD evidence. I guess no one's getting caught in this headline. Thanks for tuning in. Let's keep going. We're going to get to another song break soon. Top energy. What is this thing on the screen? What is this? Says here the top energy department official no longer employed after luggage theft accusations. He stole someone's luggage? I think this guy did something else. The Department of Energy officially responsible for what? It says nuclear fuel and radioactive waste. What, the water that gets boiled? I wish we could get more in depth with this, but this is crazy. This demon thing supposedly fired. It says here, supposedly fired over a luggage theft accusation, right? It's a couple more. We've got some more news to get into. Canada now bans leverage and margin trading after, yeah, you guessed it. I have to look around the camera device here. FTX collapse. More of the nonsense going on. You got the beaver biting down the Bitcoin Canadian maple leaf tree, right? Go figure. Concoin is being taken down, and it will be replaced, you betcha, with whatever Elon Musk is making with his new CBDC stuff. Breaking. Rumors swirl that Musk is creating what? A payment processing system that would compete with PayPal. So he stole PayPal. Everything that Elon Musk has done has been like theft, right? If you look at his background. Excuse me. But what we're looking at here is the CBD system that Musk is rolling out through the guise of being a freedom fighter. You got all these people. I'm not scrolling anymore social media right now. I need to take a break. I'm starting to get a little bit not as calm as I want to be on there, but what I see is I was asking people, are you being paid to share what Musk is doing? And to my shock, that these people are actually doing this for free. They have no idea. They're supposedly truthers, right? But what you find is there's a group triggered on the right and a group triggered on the left. They both need each other. So the right, the left is bad. They're doing all this gross stuff, right? But truly, they're working hand in hand. They need each other. They need the dialectic to confuse you so that they can bring out Musk and roll out the new CBD system through his new payment processing system, right? He already said he's going to turn Twitter into WeChat. Excuse me. That's what's going on, guys. I'm just sharing the headlines with you, and hey, they're crazy. We live in a crazy, crazy realm. Here we got Fauci saying we're still in the middle of the fucking pandemic. Are you kidding me? I wish I could be in front of this man live. Right like this, face to face, the camera's on us, the whole world to witness what would take place. But now it's not going to happen because he's a little
going into the
third year.
And I'll
start this again.
Of a pandemic with the numbers that
listen to this clown. I just see a clown. I just see nothing but an Azazel cucked out bitch. That's all I see when I look into this man's face. He has no power. He has no presence. He's just nothing but a little dweeb. He's just doing exactly what he needs to do so that I don't know what they've told him, what they've promised Fauci, but it's all lies. It's all lies.
We are going into the third year of it, and we are still in the middle of a pandemic with the numbers that
with the numbers. Are you kidding me?
Going into the third year of it, and we are.
It's unbelievable. Dr. Fauci reflects on decades-long career in research, decades-long in mind control, poisoning people, and doing nothing good for mankind. And he's going to pay. He's going to pay for every single thing he's done. Don't you worry. He might not pay today. He might be living great off in Brooklyn with his boys, with the tiny hats on, doing all that stuff, having a great day. He's probably flying around the world, just having so much fun. He's got everything he wants. But sooner or later, he's going to have to come and pay for everything that he's done. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be fun, Fauci. You can mark my words. Rome. Did you know that the Romans were actually Phoenicians? It's true. This one goes on to state that the founding of Rome goes back to 753 BC and the story of Romulus and Remus, who, yes, were famously left in the woods and suckled by a she-wolf, right? So it goes on to state that Julius Caesar's son, and this is where they became Julio Claudius. They were from the same family as well, going all the way back to, where were they saying here? It's interesting. This is a deeper research that needs to be done if you actually want to see where Rome has come from and what Rome is doing. A lot of people just want to blame the littler J's because they're just as complicit. But we really need to see who's controlling the realm, just as it was, yes, you guessed it, prophesied to happen. Did you know that gold is the Christos / Christ equals crystal, consciousness speaks. Chrysalis of the multi-dimensional consciousness. This one also is very interesting. I'd also like to know if you guys think that we could actually replicate this. Apparently, there's this new way, what's probably not new, but you can dissolve gold. And then when you reconstitute it with another chemical in a bath, you actually can grow the gold. You can get more gold out than you put in it. I found that really interesting. But we've got some more songs to play, so I'm going to see you guys after this break.
Focus on the present moment. Just let it go. Everything will be okay.
Lost in the clouds and we're all under stress. Where do I find myself in times like this? Irrational feelings so hard to express. Gotta pull it together, it's time to move on, move on, move on, move on. Hard times. Hard times. Balloons adding up, the world has collapsed. Alone with the fear we hide behind our masks.
Just let it go. Everything will be okay.
Hard times. We're living in hard times. Hard times. Going through hard times. Glitter in the stardust. Glitter in the stardust.
Focus on the present moment. You're creating a new reality that must come to pass. Just let it go. Everything will be okay.
Hard times. Hard times. Going through hard times. Hard times. We're living in hard times. Hard times. Gonna get through hard times. And when it's gone, we're gonna rise above like glitter in the stardust. Reaching for the sun, embracing love, 'cause we are glitter in the stardust.
I have an important role in the here and now. As you create your future, one day at a time. Just let it go. Everything will be okay.
And that was Hard Times by Nouveau Arcade to give you guys some synth wave rides as we get back into the tweets and tabs of the morning. Check this out. Check out this How Swans Land. Check this out. This is really cool. Why is the background music now playing? Oh, I know why. Check that out. Come on, he's water walking. This is my kind of bird right there. Impressive. Let's see that again. Come on now. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be in the chat a little bit less due to the fact that I used to use my phone for the chat, but I got to use that now as a camera as I am on screen today. Surprise! Right? It's now 6:47 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. The day is Friday, December 16th, 2022. We're almost done. Are you guys ready for the final finale of the year? Let's move on to some more news here. Did you know about Trump's big announcement yesterday? This was retarded. I got to get me some of this. What are they selling cards now? Trump.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln.
Better than Lincoln.
Washington.
I think this guy thinks he's a reincarnated Lincoln in Washington.
With
How
an
about that?
important announcement to make. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection.
NFT.
Right now.
So what is this NFT? Do I need to get an NFT? The Limitless NFT, right?
Called Trump Digital Trading Cards.
They're digital. So first they had Concoin, which was Bitcoin that there was nothing backed by it. It was just this fake stuff, just like their money. They just invent it, print it up out of nothing. And if you're in the club, if you swore an oath to Azazel, they'll give you this fake money and allow you to buy things and be powerful, right? Popular in the realm. They'll give you the views too. You get hundreds of viewers watching your podcast if you sell your soul to Azazel. But now they're selling fake digital cards, if you believe it.
These cards feature some of the really incredible artwork pertaining to my life and my career. It's been very exciting. You can collect your Trump digital cards just like...
I don't think I'm going to be collecting any Trump digital cards. I don't know about you guys. This is crazy. But moving on from Clown World News. Ex-CNN producer John Griffin sexually assaulted a 9-year-old. Yeah, and pled guilty. How about that, CNN? This is what you're producing? Ex-CNN producer pleads guilty to child sex charge after luring girl to his home. This is what the mainstream media brings to you. This is what Azazel pushes. These are their agents. And hey, we're just covering it. It's absolutely gross. This guy is going to pay. And every other man that's ever done anything wrong, or woman, to another individual, unless they repent of it. Moving on to Freemasonic satanic information. InfoWars. Joe Biggs, as you wake, you learn, yes, guess what? Patriotism, bad. Nationalism, bad. Modern day Christian nationalism, super bad. They're all Satanists. They're all working for the, you know what, the Church of Satan. We should just call them what they are. Stop using retarded euphemisms and calling them the government. We should just call them what they are. Satanists out in the open. Here's Joe Biggs. If you don't know about him, now you know. He's a tough guy, bringing back, saving America, right? Yeah, right. This guy would sell his own children down the river for a new car and a new TV show. Don't you be fooled. You can see who's who. We got some interesting CGI coming out of, or could be Bluebeam, coming out of, what's this? Dubai. They do everything crazy in Dubai, right? In the middle of the desert, but yeah, these things are dancing around. Now, stuff is going to fall from the sky. Just be prepared. Letting you know, that could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. Sometimes something is going to fall out of the sky, but they're trying to psyop you and just tell you that it's going to happen. And they're coming up with these new blue beam type tools. We're going to see. We don't believe in aliens and all that here. That's nonsense. We're not Bigfooters. This one says Barack Obama has gone, what? Full mega. He's now with the Church of Satan. If you didn't know, check this out.
You know, this idea of purity and you're never compromised and you're always politically woke and all that stuff. You should get over that quickly.
Get it over it.
The world is messy.
Yeah, it is.
There are ambiguities. People who
spit it out.
Really good stuff have flaws.
True.
People who you are fighting may love their kids.
May. They may love their kids, right? Let's hear that again. Thank you, Obama. They may.
Kids.
They may. What does he know? What is going on in the government that Obama is giving us a wink, a nod, right?
May love their kids.
May.
And
come on, you guys.
Share certain things with you. And,
sure.
And I think that
I
see among
we don't have time for the meaning of the flat earth.
Malia and I talk about this. Yara goes to school with my daughter.
Oh, this foundation.
But I do get a sense sometimes now among certain young people, and this is accelerated by social media.
Accelerated.
There is this sense sometimes of the way of me making change is to be as judgmental as possible about other people. And that's enough. Like if I tweet or hashtag about how you didn't do something right or used the wrong verb or
there instead of there, right?
Sit back and feel pretty good about myself because, man, you see how woke I was? I called you out.
So what they're trying to do is normalize the fact that if anybody comes around these liars and deceivers and says, hey, you're lying and deceiving, oh, you're just being woke. We don't need to be woke like you. That's the propaganda coming out of this Azazel bitch Obama himself. Boom, moving on to this next article. This one's very interesting. I don't really promote or generally read any archbishop things, but this one here we're looking at, it's kind of interesting. It says the culture of death that underlines today's prevailing anti-Christian ideology is consistent with itself. The murder of innocent creatures is one of the indispensable elements of those who want to erase not only, yes, the sacrifice of Christ, but Christianity in completely itself, but humanity and creation. They're trying to kill it all. Right? If we do a really good job of getting these carbon numbers down to zero by, depopulating through jabolas and other types of things, they say it right out in the open here, but let's go on to see what other things that Archbishop, I don't even want to call him that, but he goes on to state here, which manifests the work of the divine creator. As I have said many times, he continues to repeat, this process of dissolution is carried out on two levels. On an ideological one, by those who deliberately want evil, right? We see those people rampantly and want to implement their own hellish plan in forced stages, and an economic one. We definitely see that taking place strongly. Moving on here to his third point, it says, by those who support the ideology, not necessarily out of conviction, but for profit. Thus, the human sacrifices that have continued to be celebrated in, yes, abortion clinics, even during the Cerveza 19 invisible enemy emergency. Moving on here to his fourth point, it says, have generated profits from Planned Parenthood and the entire chain of death that traffics in the organs of aborted babies. Let us not forget the abortion lobby, like the LGBT movement, it's one of the main financiers, yes, they finance the left. So that the right can come out and say, we're against the left because they finance the LGBT, even though the right and the left all meet together and go to the same buildings and the same restaurants, they live in the same neighborhoods, their kids go to the schools together, but they're against the other side, right? But moving on here to his fifth point, if companies ideologically oriented toward the culture of death lavishly fund certain political parties, it's not surprising that candidates from those parties support their sponsors with laws that favor them. So it's a cycle that they put their own groups and families into positions where they can say, well, this person said I can do this, and then they do it. They create laws to back up the people that are lobbying them, want them to make this law. So they pay them to go on TV and say this, and then that's how government works. So this guy here has some really interesting points being brought out. I just wanted to point that out. Definitely here, the people that want to kill humanity, right? Your Harares and your Klaus Schwabs, they don't believe in any of the truth of the scriptures or the creator, the one that gave us the explanation of how he created this place, why he did it, and the whole entire reason and plan. There's no other religion that you're going to go to where you get those answers. Buddha did not claim to create reality. He told you how to bliss out in it, how to be calm, but he did not tell you that he created it, nor did he give you any evidence of how it was created. But you can find that in the heavenly scriptures found here on earth, in this realm. But this guy here is pointing out that those who do not believe in those things, right, that want to reduce the population, right, they also want to bring it in through their implementation of their own hellish plans through forced stages, right? And that's what we're in right now. We're moving closer and closer into the digital dollar days, and that's where if you don't have the mark, if you can't provide proof that you're in their system, you're not going to be able to support, buy or sell. You're done, right? And this one here says it's true. I am 100% for mandatory, and if you look closely, it says vacations. Okay, I am definitely in need of a vacation, but because of this crazy ass realm, nobody can go anywhere. It makes me pissed off. But moving on, I don't want to get mad today on my camera. I don't want to be like that. But this is so cool. Check this out. I don't know if this is CGI. I don't know. This is some crazy art right here. Move my cursor here. I don't want to copy the video address. So this person is looking at a still picture and is trimming a piece of paper, folding it, trimming it. It's pretty incredible. Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Like, when I first saw it, I didn't know. I thought, man, this got to be CGI. But somehow, it was all one take, too. It was all one take. So I don't know. That, to me, that's just crazy. I've never seen an artist who was able to do this. So I thought we'd show that. We're getting through. We're almost done the news. We've got some tweets and tabs and a little bit of FE content planned for today, too. Breaking. Following the hashtag Twitter files, the new QAnon is Twitter now, has obtained new documents uncovering a secret Twitter portal U.S. government officials used to censor dissenting, Cerveza, invisible enemy views and violate the First Amendment. They're starting to state, yeah, okay, the First Amendment's not applying to any of these social media texts or any of the government or the New World Order agendas. They're not going to abide by any of these rules. They haven't been. But if you're following these, you know, I would just always ask you to keep a level of caution when you're searching this type of truth, because this is the New World Order bringing you out their information through Twitter drops now, not Q drops, Twitter drops. Another thing that's often left out, I don't know if you're tuning in, you go to the gym like we do, you want to always make sure that you incorporate a back exercise. Back is, yes, the most neglected body part at the gym, but the back strength is paramount for posture, performance, and overall robustness. These muscles can never be too strong or too muscular. You can never get too much back power, especially if you're a man and you work with your hands and you build things. You want to have a strong back so it can support your core and your abs and your legs. It's key. It's very key. We don't just want to bring in the New World Order nonsense. We also want to teach and learn together how to become stronger and be healthier and to, you know, truly appreciate our avatar, our body. You know, honor it. Moving on here, it says, do you agree with Elon Musk that Trudeau is trying to muzzle the Canadian people? Again, you've got a guy supposedly who bought Twitter for $44 billion, right? They're touting he's got more money than the Rothschilds. Yeah, okay. But he's wearing a Baphomet outfit in his avatar, and he's trolling the Canadian government. Sounds like an attempt to muzzle the voice of the people of Canada. Now, somebody's made this for him. Put like a normal picture of the guy in a suit. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Elon even look like this, but here he is in a suit trolling the Canadian government, right? We're going to see where this trolling goes, but moving on here. How to stop falling for PSYOPs, an anti-manipulation thread. I've been trying to wake people up since 2013, and I'll tell you, after Sandy Hook, after Boston bombing, after all these different things that happened, after Ebola, when people thought Thomas Eric Duncan that was here in Dallas had Ebola and that people were gonna start getting Ebola, you know, I'm never amazed that people are able to fall for these things. The most important thing, let me zoom in on this, that we can do here, I'm going to change the sound, it's a little bit loud. The most important thing that you can do in building the block of resisting propaganda and avoiding falling for the PSYOPs is, yes, just to simply remain calm. Most PSYOPs and mass manipulation campaigns rely on making you react emotionally. They're attacking your spirit, your heart, not your intellect. If you can train your mind to remain calm, you've done most of the work already. If you fail to do this, none of the rest of the work will work. So the most important thing, I just want people to always remember to stay calm. Anything that they're trying to scare, you need to have this digital thing. And you know what? We can still grow food. We can still fish. We can still hunt. You don't have to worry, okay? You will be given abundant. You will be given whatever you need. And if it's not, you will get it in the next life. I guarantee it. So, and you'll be given more rewards if you die fighting for truth and freedoms. And I'm pretty sure everybody's been weighed. It's all been sifted. We can see who wants freedom and who wants natural society to become normal again, where communities live and work together. And you can see who wants the New World Order, what do they call them? Mega city things, where your car's not going to take you to the forest because they think you're going to have too much pollution. What's the solution to pollution? Jason's taught me is dilution. Dilution is the solution to pollution. Now, inflation, uncertainty is actually fueling, yes, they're saying a new gold rush. That could be interesting if people actually start learning how to make gold. Not fake gold either. Stuff that you can hold the little tester to and it's real, that would bring a new gold rush back, or it would make gold real cheap again. We're almost through the tweets and tabs for the morning, and we'll get into our memes. And yes, we've got, like I said, a little bit of flat earth content dealing with the flat earth misinformation campaign of the week. This one here is crazy. If you guys haven't seen it here, check this out. In Melbourne, Australia, they're starting to put defibrillators outside of homes. Check this out. I can't believe it.
North has become the first in Australia to roll out a life-saving street tool. Defibrillators have been installed outside homes, increasing survival rates of cardiac arrests.
A life-saving machine is now within walking distance for every resident in Reservoir.
Every home is now within 400 metres of a defibrillator, and over 3,000 people have been trained in CPR.
27 defibrillators have been rolled out at homes around the suburb, transforming the
not 33
area for cardiac arrests into the safest.
Sudden cardiac arrest affect and impact almost anybody. It doesn't matter. It's not about
how these cloud shoes. Sudden cardiac arrests could affect. No, everybody is not having sudden cardiac arrests. Okay, you took snake venom and slowly deteriorating your body.
Age is not about gender. It is simply a killer across the board.
Over 6,500 sudden cardiac arrests occur.
People should know how to do CPR.
80% happen in the home. CPR within the first 6 minutes is crucial, and coupled with a defibrillator, it increases survival rates to over 50%.
Start CPR. Press.
Just 11 months.
Everyone should know how to do CPR.
Trial, it's already saved a man's life.
Friends of his were able to come over.
We'll take some good out of this.
And access the defib while the ambulance were on their way.
St John's are in the process of selecting the next area to benefit from the program, but they are calling on the Andrews government to pitch in and provide funding to roll it out.
Yeah, we need 33,000 more of the defibrillators because people are just having heart attacks. Believe what you want to believe. Moving on. Biden, wages have gone up more than prices have, apparently.
Last several months, wages have gone up more than prices have gone up. Wages have gone up more than prices have gone up.
Nonsense. How do they? What kind of math and magic are they doing? Are they raising the wages of the elite up and saying, yes, the wages are rising now? Is that what they're doing? I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. But this guy's such a bad actor. I don't buy it, Biden. You're acting like a handicapped person, and you're not. Quit the act. Be normal. Just come out and be yourself again. Check this out. This is cool. The last song was out of key. I tried to find one that would match. It's a little off too. But check that out. Could you imagine making this? Taking the time? Maybe you're not interested in in art as much as I am, but I couldn't imagine someone with a little tiny blade carving out this nut. I'm building this inside of it. It's incredible. I don't know. I'd rather look at stuff like that than have to read these headlines, but unfortunately someone has to come out here and do it, and I will. But moving on here, render unto God, they say, which belongs to God, and unto the enemy, which is of the enemy. Beware, enemy. You will get the witch. You will get what the witch wants. Look at this propaganda coming out of Ukraine. Volunteers dressed as witches. I don't know if they volunteered or dressed as them. Sending love to our soldiers and the opposite to our enemy. Look at this nonsense, you guys. This is World War 2023. It just amazes me, you guys. I am, every single day when I open the newspaper here, I am just shocked at what I see. I remember when I was grade 1 or 2, my dad would send me to the store on Sunday with a quarter or whatever, and I learned how to. You could get a free paper. It was wrong. I shouldn't steal. I don't steal at all anymore, nor do I tell lies, ever. But I was able to keep the quarter, buy some gum, and bring my dad the paper, and I would flip through it a bit, see what it was. Nowadays, you open the paper up, and you get World War III propaganda, and it's witches. Witches sending witchcraft to their enemy here. Render unto God which belongs to God, and unto the enemy which is of the enemy. So if you think that they're serving this deity that they call God, they absolutely know who it is, right? But you might not, but we do, and we want to show you guys. This one's pretty interesting. The self-proclaimed Grand Master is giving anyone $10,000. This guy here, if you can hit him just once. Now, I wish I could have 6 months to train, and then, you know, I would try if we go on to see his martial arts. It's interesting what type of martial arts that it's Kung Fu, and he mixes it with a little bit of other stuff. General Naijin was both a noble and Kung Fu master and played a significant role. This is the one where he learned from 1748 to 1819. The teacher of this guy's teacher of this guy's teacher, and we're moving down here. I want to show you the type of Kung Fu that he does. There's a little video here we can watch. See what he's got. $10,000 if you can hit him. So this guy, they're going to do it's almost like when you go to those crazy churches where someone touches them and they like fall over. This is what they got. $10,000 to hit the guy in the suit. See, he's doing that just with his fingertips. He's going like this, right? Now, through pressure points, you can do damage with a fingertip, but not like this. This is comedy. It's not real. $10,000. Come on, let's see him do some blocks. See what he's got. Oh, that was the 1-inch punch that Bruce Lee taught to America. There you go. There's your 1-inch punch. But Bruce Lee did it way better. I think I could hit this guy. He just punched that guy in the face. Okay, that was a nice right cross. So most of these strikes are actually deflections. Okay, the deflected fist was what Jeet Kune Do was. That was Bruce Lee taught. Wang Chun and Kung Fu, there's a lot of deflections. So you pop up and you actually, through a block, turn it into a strike. So these are good tactics, but I think this guy can be hit. And then there's Hapkido and other types of grappling and moves that you do through chokes and pressure points. Yeah, that looked like it hurt, that smack. This guy is pretty talented. He is pretty talented. Well, that was a nice kidney shot. He's pretty good, actually. So that's all about angles, moving your feet left and right. You see, he's pushing off and moving this direction. This guy's moving forward. I wish we could do more time. If we actually could go into a gym and actually train together, we could work on these skills. For anybody out there that's interested, working on your body and knowing how to handle yourself is something that's key. Every man should know how to defend his family with his hands, not with a gun. Although you can use a gun, but that's pretty good. Pretty good moves. We'll move on here. We don't have too much time. Whenever you look, the Chabad wizards are never far away. It says Obama, Biden, Reagan, Putin, Johnson, Thatcher, and Gorbachev, all with, you guessed it, the tiny hats. Don't be fooled. We see it all. We know who's doing what. You can also see all these same people in Rome at the Pope's house, if you want to check out those pictures too. But moving on to Pope news. Pope says spend less on Christmas and give more to Ukraine. No, people, this is the craziest thing too. The last one that we shared, Zelensky came out and said, we need $1 trillion. Give us $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion. If anybody actually sits down, 999 billion plus one more billion, if you have any idea how much money that is. And apparently the money is going to pay off, the pension plans for the people in the Ukraine. So they're printing in fake money and they're sending it to the Ukraine. $1 trillion. So that if you visit the Ukraine in 20 years, you'll see good things that the $1 trillion went to. That's what they said. But moving on, the Pope says spend less on Christmas and give to Ukraine. Moving on here, former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey condemns, quote, government control, quote, of social media. I think this is crazy. And if you didn't know, they won't let me see this article. Jack still does have ownership in Twitter. He's not gone. He still has ownership in Twitter. Don't be fooled by this nonsense. And we're going to have a meme coming up soon about Jack Dorsey as well. Moving on to this, the last one of the day coming off of Clown World News.
Nobody will be saved.
Nobody.
If not everybody is vaccinated. Nobody will be saved.
Nobody will be saved.
Nobody is vaccinated. Nobody will be saved.
Look at these clowns. Look at this clown. Unbelievable. Surprised it doesn't have 333,000 views. Oh, you can't see that. It's only got 321,000 views. So let's do another song, and we're going to see you guys after this.
Feel
That was a new one by Dozer. What a new tune. I love that. That was a more harder rock called Dark Air. Let's get back into the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's now 7:17 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. I am the one they call Ronnie James Shine, and we are live here on camera for the first time on the morning show. Main doors at the Bank of England. Yeah, you guessed it. You got caduceus here, medical symbol for pharmakia. Nations will be deceived by powerful men of the earth through, yes, sorcery, which is the word when you transliterate it back to pharmakia. And go figure, you can find that in the scriptures, Revelation 18:23. Just saying. This one says, just because they don't like your posts, hey, doesn't mean they don't see them. Keep planting seeds. It's so hard out there. I know people, if you are actually fighting for truth, good luck. You're not going to be in the popular group. It's not going to be, that's not the way that it's going to go. Truth is hated. It's hated, but it needs to be done. And it's an actual spiritual war. So it doesn't matter how many humanly people tune in. You're actually fighting heavenly things, right? You're actually doing work that you can't really see. So keep on doing it. Keep fighting for truth. Keep planting seeds. Keep speaking out, please. Let's get into some FE content this morning. This one says, I am the Big Dipper. If you haven't never seen me before, look up. You know, I'm in the sky. And if you're in the north half of the map, you can see me all year, which would be impossible if, yes, we were orbiting the sun. Just another proof that we're not living in a gyrating, flying, heliocentric nonsense ball Earth model. It's impossible. This would be in a different position all 4 times of a year. If you were to check, spaced out the equinoxes and the solstices, if you measure where this would be, if you were traveling around the sun, this thing would not be in the same position that it is. And unfortunately, fortunately for the truth, it's always where it needs to be. Chemtrails actually prove the Earth, yes, it's flat, right? They're always straight lines. They're not curved around any ball Earth, okay? If the plane was up there and it was curving around the sphere Earth, okay, you would see curves to the chemtrails, right? So chemtrails also, yes, prove the Earth is flat. Now we're getting into this week's disinformation piece of the week. Let me zoom in here. I really want to make people completely understand this point. So what they do here is they talk about perspective and the way we can see. They say here, boats don't sail over a curve. No, they don't, right? Nothing sails over any curves. There's no curve. The higher you go, the larger the curve should look. And fortunately for the truth, you can take in a ruler, a straight edge up in a plane, and you can put it up to the horizon, and it'll be straight, flat to that line, no matter how high you go. So if the ships were sailing over a curve, if you were to rise up, you would see way more of a curve. It wouldn't all of a sudden become flat beyond that ship. But with the disinformation campaign for the last, let me put this right, now that I'm on screen, I'm trying to keep stuff on the other side of me so you can still see it. This is going to take a little practice. But anyways, let's keep going here. So what they do is they tell you, don't worry, if the boat's gone, it hasn't gone beyond the curve. The flat earthers are going to tell you. You just have to zoom it back in, right? So what the heliocentric model has taught for the last, 150 years. It's not even been around that long. The Jesuits barely got people to believe it at the turn of the century, last century. Barely. In the year 1900, most people did not think they lived on a spinning ball. It was when they went to the moon, when NASA went to the moon and took a picture, which ended up being CGI, of the Earth, right? That's when people started to believe that they lived on a sphere. So what they'll tell you, the heliocentrists, is that they can zoom into the outer reaches of the universe, right? They can tell you their Lucifer telescope at the Vatican can see to the outer edge of the universe, right? But they can't. You can only see what's in your 3-mile circle of sight, right? That's the only way that we can see it. So let's go into one more. Let me just move this. And we got to go back into, we're going to go to the Awake Souls YouTube channel because, mine's gone. My channel's gone, the Limitless Channel. We're on a backup channel that I made. It's my video that I made a video a while ago. Let's get this on the screen here. And I explained how our circle of sight works, right? It's not hard. It's not hard to see. It's not hard to understand. So let me turn the background music. Can I stop this? Yes, I can. Let's stop this now for a second. Let's go back into this and let's watch, okay?
Produced by the Limitless Channel.
It's me. Perspective.
This video is for the edification of the truth.
I can't believe how funny I sound. It's weird. So, okay, what we have here on the screen, I'll do because we're live. This is like the CN Tower. So 1 is the top, moving down 2, 3, 4. These are distances. This is the 4th ring. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the higher you go on this post, the further out your circle of sight gets. That's what these rings are showing you.
It clearly demonstrates that objects leaving your position.
So this right here is you. You're the blue dot, right? You're traveling towards the CN Tower. Right now, you cannot see the CN Tower. Okay, it's beyond your field of view. It's not behind a curve. It's beyond your field of view. You have a vanishing point that runs around you in a circle, and everything else has a vanishing point too. Depending on your altitude is how far you can see.
Appear to disappear from the ground up. And objects approaching you in this reality appear from the sky down.
That's why when you see a ship sailing towards you, you'll see the tallest part of the ship, its mast, has the number 1 position up here on the post. As you can see, this 1, 2, 3, I'll move this over, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the ship sail, as it enters your circle of sight, is the first thing that you can see, because it has, again, we showed you with these rings, the largest circle of sight. And keep in mind, all this is happening on a flat plane.
In this reality,
oh, what happened?
Leaving your position appear to disappear from the ground up.
And when it's moving away from you, the same thing happens in the reciprocal.
And objects approaching you in this reality appear from the sky down.
Simple.
In this reality, our vision is limited to what is called a horizon line. This line runs a 360-degree circle of sight completely around us at all times.
I hope everybody, if everybody understands, so this is a plane now, this red dot, again, you're still that blue dot. Here's your circle of sight from the ground. A 6-foot tall person has basically a 3-mile circle of sight. Go figure they use that to give you disinformation on curvature calculations. All they did was they took your vanishing point measurement and told you that that's where the curve started. So moving on here, this is a plane. It's way up in the sky. As you can see, it has a huge circle of sight. Its field of view is huge. You can't see the plane until the plane's circle of sight enters into your field of view.
It's the maximum distance of our field of view.
Simple.
And it is the boundary of our horizon line at 360 degrees all around us. These diagrams and observations are of a plain, flat view. This part of the demonstration, the red and blue objects clearly can't see each other because their horizon lines haven't intersected. So from both perspectives, neither object can see each other because their field of view hasn't intersected. As the two objects' circle of sight approach each other, their fields of view intersect. So in this simulation,
boom, right there, everybody can see each other now.
We see the blue dot appearing to rise above our horizon.
We're the red dot. You're the blue dot. So here we go. We got that diagram again. We got the CN Tower actually on the screen now instead of it being a CGI diagram. Number 1 would be the very top of the CN Tower. It has the largest circle of sight. It can see all the way over to here, all the way on this side of the screen. Maybe I can't do it. All the way to here, right? Number 2, when you're driving towards the CN Tower, when you get to the number 2, all of a sudden you can see down to the bottom to number 2. As you're driving closer to the CN Tower, you get to 3. Now you're going to be seeing down to this part. When you get to 4, which we can't see because we're outside the field of view of number 4. Once we enter into number 4, you'll see the base, the ground level of the CN Tower, which is actually pretty low, right? They had to dig way down into the ground. But this is how perspective works on the flat plane, everybody. This is not hard. It's not complicated.
That it is still partially blocked and lies beyond our actual horizon line. As the blue dot continues approaching the red dot, it appears to be rising at the horizon, but it's still perceived behind the horizon line.
See, we've seen the top of the ship first as it approached us, and then more and more of it until it fully enters into our field of view, into the number 4 area.
As soon as the blue object crosses the circle of sight or field of view of the red object, it then enters the field of view and crosses into the horizon line of the red object and becomes entirely visible.
Okay, does everybody understand this? This is super basic, and if you get into the deep research onto Robotham, what you're going to find is that Robotham ended up giving up and lost the debate because they went and they looked at a lighthouse, and they moved further away from the lighthouse, and they looked at it again, and they could see less and less of the lighthouse because they were actually shrinking their field of view by moving away from it. Thus, they went on to deduce that the Earth was a sphere, but they couldn't prove it in the fact that the mechanics of water alone debunks the idea that the Earth could be a sphere. If water finds itself level all the time, you live in a level realm with land masses that actually rise up. Now, people need to talk about boundaries. The boundaries are a lot more complicated than an ice wall would be. That's just ridiculous. The scriptures does not say on the third day I have compassed the earth with an ice wall. That's not what the Creator said. He fixed its boundaries, the dimensions, the amounts that the luminaries in the sky move, everything, the way that the entire system works. And what I want people to understand is that we've actually shown, and in this video, not only that, so let's just tie this into one more time. Jason went out and he hired a model, and he went to a long flat floor in a mall here in Leander. And as he filmed it, she walks away. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to see less and less of her feet. They're going to disappear. And we know that the floor is level. We build buildings. There's no curve, right? And no matter what Jason does, he cannot zoom her feet back in. Once they've gone beyond the camera's field of view, like we just discussed in the last section of this, you can't zoom them back in. So anybody that's telling you that they can zoom stuff back in is lying to you. They're just selling disinformation and Vatican tiny hat propaganda. That's all it is, because Jason clearly shows you.
Small angel is not just getting smaller in totality, but disappearing from the bottom up while shrinking in angular size.
Where's her feet?
Our small angel has debunked the global view of perspective.
So what Robotham failed to do, Jason and I did with ease, and we shared it with the world. We did get some views. People did know about it and hear about it. But that's the most that you're going to hear about it. So if anybody's trying to tell you that they are a flat earther and that they can zoom things back in with their camera, you need to tell them that they are gone retarded and go out and actually show them. Take something that's gone out of your circle of sight and try to zoom it back in, because that's what we did. I did it right away. I did it in 2015. I was running around with a Sony camera, filming stuff, filming that CN Tower, going all over places, trying to think, how far could I film? And the furthest that you're able to film is 50 miles. That's it. And if you have a really good vantage point, some places you can get a little bit more. And on top of that, everything becomes jello-y and despotized, fuzzy on a small scale, because, hey, you live in a simulation. We're going to do another song, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to wrap this up. We got a few more things to go through, so I'll see you guys after this break. tune. Barushko extended mix from Casa Rosa. If you don't know about that one, now you know. What a tune. Really enjoyed that one. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get back into this content. The time now, am I still on the screen? You can see my mic? Okay. The time now is 7:37. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to try to continue to make this podcast more watchable if we can. Forgive me there. So let's get back into these memes. This one says, the song is a little bit too slow. Let's move this on here. The definition of ignorance. When you're smart enough to understand all the science of ball Earth and the so-called universe, but you're not smart enough to figure out that the Earth is actually flat. That should be the definition of ignorance, in my opinion, and in the creator of that meme's opinion too. History shows we were actually way more healthy before these two clown shoes came along. Wearing clown shoes. If I had more time, I would CGI clown shoes and clown noses on these two. I might do that in the future. We'll see if we get more time. And if you're late for work, come on, leave your keys in a place so you stop losing them. Leave them in the same place every single day. And do that with other stuff too. This is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting here. Let me make sure my sounds are good. It's when I'm on camera now you guys can see me. I have to look all over the place. It looks like everything is good. The music might be a little bit loud, but it's okay. I'll keep talking so it stays down. Pedophilia is now legal in California. SB 145 has passed. I guess this is the wrong kind of music to go with that here. Now a 21-year-old can have sex with an 11-year-old. This is the most disgusting news of the day. And this is the realm. And people wonder why the entire place is going to burn, right? Why is that going to happen? Because of these people and what they're trying to promote as an agenda. We're moving on from that one. If you don't realize that you're in a spiritual war we're gonna put the right Azazel every single day, then you're absolutely already losing, right? If you're not spiritually prayed up, if you're not talking to the creator, the source of life from everlasting to everlasting, I don't know how you found me then. I don't even know how you're even able to fight for truth if you don't believe that you're in a spiritual war right now. I'm sure everybody tuning in knows exactly where they are and what's going on, but we're here to promote the rising sun, the beauty, the future, right? To manifest what we're going to have. It's, excuse me, it's not about always pushing the disinformation or their disinformation on us and their propaganda and all this stuff when we have to read the news. I also like to manifest it's going to be great here. We're going to have no more pain, no more suffering, no more crying, no more. The New World Order is going to be gone. There's going to be no Klaus Schwabs. We're going to be free of it soon. We constantly want to try to promote that mentally too. And to have freshly ground coffee, is it that hard to ask people to get a grinder and make their own freshly ground coffee and then, hang out with me and drink your coffee too? That's what we've been trying to do for this last year. Really. I'll try not to make any coffee sounds. Some people that tune in don't like to hear those noises. Moving on here, it says we should stop using the euphemism, the government, and just say what they really are. It says here behind me, the Worldwide Church of Satan, or Azazel. This is what it is. And we got their symbols and signs, and we all know them. Oh, mind the way. There you go. Oh, truncated my head. I shouldn't have leaned that too far. So you definitely see these are their signs. These are their symbols. This is what they are, right? They're the Church of Satan, right? They're not called the government. That's just a funny euphemism, right? Let's move on. We've got a few more good songs. We're going to turn it up a bit now for the rest of the podcast. This one says, how to get the most out of your cast iron frying pan. Follow us for more tips. That's hilarious. Whoever made this. Get them. Truthy don't. Justin Pedo, right? Moving on here. The idea that healthy people are endangering others simply by breathing is, it's got to be one of the biggest scams in the entire history of creation. In the whole entire 6,000 years, I don't know how many times you could have made the entire world. They've been doing it over and over again, really. But now with the advent of us being able to research and learn things, I do not know how people are still scared of breath, to breathe. It's the most important thing. If we don't breathe, we die. But that's where we are in 2023. I'm your local opossum, it says. I'm nature's pest control and cleanup crew. I'm naturally immune to rabies. Just wannabe eats up, look at this, 5,000 ticks per year. It says here, I can't catch or carry Lyme's disease. I also eat insects, spiders, small rodents, and dead stuff. If you see me, kindly ignore me. I mean you no harm. So we don't want to kill these creatures, these beings. We want to try to coalesce with them. Don't know why that's so loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Maybe it's not as loud for you guys, but generally people get afraid of these types of things, and the Creator created everything to be symbiotic, to work together. So these little rodents and the chickens eat all the bugs. We don't have any fire ants on the property anymore. They eat them. They stand at the fire ant thing, and it's like a fountain to them, the chickens. So if we actually live in harmony with the animals and the beings, we're going to find it much more pleasurable, right? We don't have to go through as many trolls. The animals are actually here to help us, right? And we help them too. It takes work. You got to clean up after them. You got to feed them, but they give back so much. Like, I can walk around barefoot on the property. There's a lot of rocks here, but I can walk around barefoot and I don't have to worry about being attacked by these crazy fire ants that they sting, and it's like super painful. Right? Canadians and people in the north have no idea about these fire ants. They are crazy, okay? But these little guys here eat them. The chickens eat them, right? And it might look scary. It's not going to hurt you. So don't be setting traps. Don't be poisoning these. Don't be killing these beings, okay? They matter, and we want to give them their justice here on the podcast. Most people don't really want the truth, though, right? They don't. Most people don't want. Most people just want you to reassure them that what they believe is the truth. Right? That's all they want, or for you to listen to their stories and understand what they're going through. But when you actually go and hey, this is not true, like they faked this, or this was a psyop to try to move you to, and people just, they hate you, they block you, they censor you. You're not the popular one, okay? But the most important thing that we can do in this life is to actually go around telling people the truth. Right? That's what could be better. I don't want someone to tell me, if I say, do I look fat in this? If they say, no, you look great, and I look in the mirror and see a bunch of rolls, I need to change what I'm eating and get more exercise. I want the person that says, you need to hit the gym. I'll go with you. Let's go for a walk right now. This is the type of characters that we need. And we need to constantly go around and tell people the truth. And if they don't want it, then they're not the ones for you. They're not going to be the ones in your life, right? We are called to speak the truth. That's it. It's easy. It's really easy to do, too. It's easier than lying. You don't have to remember all your lies. Look at Lana Del Rey. I don't know if you know her, but here they are. I keep trying to tell people we live in a demonically controlled realm. It's going to change. But here's the characters that they put up in front of you, and they normalize and they sensualize, and they want everyone to do these different hand signs. They want everybody to read this Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey and study the aliens. That's the new thing now, talking about the aliens, when, the aliens are just the fallen angels that, who was it? Anton LaVey and these other guys, the guy from the Jet Lab Propulsionary guy, they did demonic seances, and they spoke to these beings, and they then went on to create NASA and all the other disinformation that we are suffering from to this very day. Speaking of Jack Dorsey, he's made it into the meme section of the podcast. It says here, imagine how people react when they learn that Jack set up a long string. Will learn when they. Let me get this right. At Jack set up a long string hashtag that, when combined with being a user in certain private lists, unhides real-time child rape galleries and human trafficking markets. This guy on his platform, he's still owner of it too. He's not gone. Don't be twisted on that one. This is what these people do. It's crazy that we have to live in this place, and that you see just barely anybody who will even cover it, right? There's nobody left. The people that I started doing this with 10 years ago are gone. There's none of them. Not one of them are still around because they were here because they wanted to be monetized. They wanted to make money. They wanted to be anonymous. That doesn't work anymore. Being anonymous and speaking the truth is like completely hypocritical. You should have nothing to hide. You should have nothing to fear. But this is what Jack set up here on Twitter, and he is still part owner too, and he's out there trying to say that governments are taking over. Now into some more funnier stuff here. Have your memes been stolen? You may be entitled to compensation, it says here. That's mine. File a meme lord compensation claim now, if you know the right meme lord. It's funny. I see a lot of people one second. I see a lot of people that I remember they would be like, oh, if someone shared a meme and you shared it and didn't like give them credit or something, they'd be all mad and all that. Back in the beginning of when the memes started going around. If you see a meme that you like, just share it, right? But be warned that a lot of memes are created by the other side. They create the memes, okay? Where do you think the memes come from? And then they're used to subvert, to turn and twist reality into a dark angle that they want, right? To destroy the family, to destroy trust in relationships. I've seen so many false flat earth stuff that we've been going through. I go back to this again, to the fake flat earth content of the week. You cannot zoom in anything that's gone beyond your circle of sight. You can't, after a boat sails out of your circle of sight, you cannot zoom it back in. It's gone beyond your field of view. It's gone. It's just gone, okay? And I just want to point that out. Moving on here. Your TV isn't there to entertain you. The TV is actually there to entrain you, right? It's not there to inform you. The TV is there to dis, and malinform you, right? We know that now, but we're going to continue to shout it out. Maybe somebody's clicked on this, I don't know how, but they found it, and now they're like, whoa, what is all this stuff? Turn your TVs off, right? And the same propaganda, dis, and malinformation surfaces and circles all around all social media. Every platform, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they all have it. It's not just on the TV. And now what they do is they set up regular people now, like Red's Rhetoric and Astronomy Live. They go and film better footage than the NASA team films of the launches. They have supposedly real people on the ground, like Patricia Steer and Mark Sargent tried to do with the Flat Earth, tried to make these regular people like Antonio Subarats and all these other characters like Jeranism that filmed Curvature Proof, supposedly, and his buddy Bob, who filmed the movement of the Earth, supposedly. They dismiss and malinformation all over. It's not just on the TV, but the TV is just your easy flicker rate, repetitive. They've programmed people through TV. We're all products of it, all of us. If you're, I don't know, maybe in the last 15 years, I don't know if the youth still watch TV, maybe cartoons or whatever, but yes, the programming is done on the TV. Turn it off. Moving on, we got a couple more songs and a little bit left. We're almost through the morning show this week. So this one's sad because, yeah, they think you're retarded, not stupid. They think you're mentally gone. They just go around saying that just, yeah, people just suddenly die all the time. This has been happening. It's normal, they say, right? Last one of Bevnoff before we do another song. It says, quote, we've been reading this one for over a year now. As I mentioned before, actually, I think I've been covering Bezmenov for 10 years. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information, actually, he said back then that it doesn't matter anymore. It's gone. A person who has demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell them nothing to them. Even if he was to shower them with this information, with authentic proof, he says, with documents and pictures, men and women that are in mind control will simply refuse to believe it. Right? And that's the tragedy of the situation of, yes, what has happened through the demoralization of the population. They've really done it. They've attacked the family. They've attacked what a true man should be, emotionally intelligent as well as masculine and strong. You can't have those things. You're either one or the other. They've taken away women being good moms and wanting to raise big families. It's been a slow process of erosion. They've done it. It's been about 50, 40 years. And they've done it. They've dumbed down the education through Common Core and Bill Gates agendas. And Bezmenov came out and through the externalization again of the hierarchy. Oh yeah, they let him defect, right? Bezmenov, they filmed him. They let him do all this. They didn't kill him. It was okay. Supposedly the Russians were killing anybody that were taking Soviet secrets outside of the Soviet Union, but he was able to do it. And it's through the externalization of the hierarchy, or what I like to use as the new term is mocking the victim. This is a higher level of satanic witchcraft, higher than lesser magic, is just they tell you what they're going to do. They literally say, they come out. They're doing that a lot now. Kanye West and multiple of these characters that are involved in the Balenciaga gate, what you're getting there is lesser magic. They're just straight up doing the Satanism. It's a harder magic and stronger magic is when they do it in a revelation where they're coming out as the truther. So you have Elon Musk doing this, mocking the victim. That's what we see. It's rampant right now. It's taking place here. But let's listen to another song break. We still got 3 more and we're almost done today. I'll see you guys after this.
Twisted, she got me twisted. I'm falling from a place I've never been. I'm wasted, can't resist it. Love on first sight with eyes I never seen. Oh, flying out of my hair. Probably can't feel my despair in the air. And I can't understand how love could ever feel so unfair. Oh, 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 I wish I could be the one to let you go. Oh, oh, she will never let me taste her smile. She picks me up, she brings me down. I'm out of touch and I'm out of time. I'm running late, losing my mind. She's about to bury me to the ground. I don't really think she knows by my name. She probably doesn't even know that I care. She picks me up, she brings me down. No need to rush, my disco crush. Till this break off down, I wanna. Till it's almost time, I wanna. Till this break off down, I wanna. Till it's almost time, I wanna. Till this break off down, I wanna. Till it's almost time, I wanna. Till this break off down, you will never let me taste her smile. She picks me up, she brings me down. I'm out of touch and I'm out of time. I'm running late, losing my mind. She's about to bury me to the ground. I don't really think she knows by my name. She probably doesn't even know that I care. She picks me up, she brings me down. No need to rush, my disco crush. No need to rush, my disco crush. No need to rush, my disco crush. No need to rush, my disco crush.
It's a new one by Lako, Disco Crush. I liked it. I like that one. I like a lot of the new songs coming out. I'm going to enjoy maybe getting into another DJ mix coming up. We'll see if we can get some more trap, dubstep, synth step stuff is obviously my favorite. Let's get back into these memes. We're almost done this morning. This one says, most of our curses roll off our own tongue with negative self-talk. Words cast spells. The words you speak become the house that you live in. So be mindful, everybody. Come on, let's not say things bad or negatively about ourselves. Everybody that's listening right now. Excuse me. If you go to say something about yourself that's negative, stop. Close your mouth. Don't say it. Only say positive things. If you're not where you want to be physically, say I'm on the way. Right? I'm working on it. I'm doing the best that I can. Stop manifesting negativity into your life. That is one of the most important things that we need to switch up. We need to stop doing that about ourselves and other people. Curses come out of your mouth, whether it be about you or about anyone else. This one is an interesting one that I'll probably remake as soon as I have some more free time in the winter time here. It says, being pro-life is not about taking the voice from the woman, right? The mom, not about taking the mom's voice. It's actually about giving the voice to the child, right? And we've learned now that if you have sex with somebody and a child is born, that it's wrong to terminate that child. You've made the child, and it should have its chance to live too, even though this place is so wicked. So you need to be careful about who you share yourself with, but we think that it's wrong, and on this channel we want to give voices to the unborn children as well, and stand against the women that are still doing this. It's wrong. We've all learned. We know now. We've done the research, and we've seen how it was actually just a thing that they did to worship Moloch, right? It was promoted by the Azazel crew and normalized, right? They did it through the programming and the TV, but now we understand it, and we want to give the voice back to the unborn child, not to the mom. We don't want to take the voices from the moms. Don't get it twisted. That's not what we're about here. After you explain to them Agenda 2030, the Great Reset, the New World Order, Big Pharma, lawsuits, and corrupt governments, and they say, then why isn't it on the TV, on the news? I was like, I'm sure everybody on the other side of the screen has experienced this before. Right? I know how you feel. We're almost done. We're going to do another song. We got 2 more to get through. Songs. Banana, it says here, best time to eat. Did you guys know? Do not eat the bananas at night. Best time to eat a banana is at noon. So it's got that good amount of fibers, and it helps in digestion, and it works as a natural antacid. So if you eat a banana at night, you get mucus forming inside, it says. Eating a banana at night can lead to mucus formation and cold. So maybe if you have digestion issues, I don't know if anyone on the other side of the screen, maybe you suffer from digestion issues, maybe banana is being added to a certain kind of smoothie once a day at noon or whatever your midday is, depending on your sleep cycles. It's saying here to have bananas that might help your digestion. It might actually aid in that process. I know a lot of people are looking for natural ways to aid themselves. Now, here's a very important thing that I wish, and I don't understand. In home ec school, we weren't taught food preservation, and it's crazy because I loved pickled vegetables. Right? I love them. My mom's mom, my nanny, we called her. She had a cellar in the basement it was full of these things. We would eat them. They were delicious. And it's been taken away from us because it's really, really powerful. The pickled juice, the vinegar that's in the jars that preserves the food is really healthy for us too. It helps aid in digestion and other processes that take place in our bodies. And we need to teach this again, how to hang dry, how to properly prepare and preserve all types of foods, flours, all types of things that we should be taking from the earth, not from the pharmacy. Right? We got to take it back, and it starts by doing the steps and learning and doing it together. Right? So great meme. I really like this one. This one says enlightenment. Yep. Unfortunately, is a lot like dying. You may wonder why there aren't more enlightened, so-called enlightened people. And it's because they're actually afraid to die. You have to give up your holds here, your personal possessions, your everything that you have to be able to just let it go, to let go. And then what is becomes who you are. You become in the now, in the present, each moment where you try to, until it becomes like what happened to the Awake Souls channel. He was all enlightened, blissed out, reached this all new level, and then he got stung by these orange bees, and he wasn't so enlightened anymore. But you can do this. But people are, yes, they're terrified to die. They don't want to let go of anything. People are still stuck listening to the radio stations from the 80s, from the 90s, from the early 2000s. People aren't even looking for new music anymore, and I find that just crazy. This one here is good. It says, be so aligned that nothing can mess with your vibration. Right? Are you consciously thinking about your vibration, what you are sending out into the realm? Are you? This is very important. We all need to do that. If you're not, then you're not vibrating correctly. I can tell you right now that you need to do some work on it. Let's do one more song and then we'll finish the podcast. I'll see you guys after this one.
High
one's To Stay. Another brand new one by Plum to keep us going this morning. Let's get back into the last memes of the morning. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast as much as me. Let's put some music on. How about we do that? Some nice relaxed stuff, because we're trying to give out some relaxed vibes. That last song really got me moving. I like it. This one says, many will appear to have lost their souls in these final days. So intense will the nature of changes be that those who are weak in spiritual awareness will go, yes, insane, and have started to. Just be calm and remember that you don't have to go insane. For we are nothing without spirit. Find your source. Go inside your heart. That's where it is. You are the way. Inside of you, not out. One of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm through anything. It doesn't matter the situation. You know what I'll say? The worse, the crazier, the more insane, the more calm you need to be. Even in a fight, a true martial artist will tell you that when you remain calm, you're able to move way faster. And in certain types of hockey situations, an athlete can actually slow time down and freeze the other opponents on the field. You can do this in martial arts too, but that is another podcast topic entirely. Moving on, we're almost done today. It's now 8:04 in the Central Standard Time. That's 7:04 for everybody on the East Coast. This one says, the one thing we need to change in our perception, the one thing we need to change is our perception. Perception creates our reality. So what we see, what we think, what we feel, what we actually send out into the realm is what we need to change. If we're negatively thinking, negatively talking, if we're looking out into the reality negatively, like we have to do here covering the news, we're just going to manifest that. So we also want to manifest bliss, happiness, calmness, love, victory. We want to promote the kingdom concept now. We're going to try to do that. Maybe I'll get into the editor and do a little more than podcasts. I'll actually make some edited content. And we'll put together some kingdom content. Maybe me and Jason will get onto the camera and we'll film some skits, some bits, some videos. We'll see what the next year has in store. Let's go through these last few memes of the morning. This one says, honor your body. Please honor your body out there. It is sacred, and it is the sacred space that houses your soul. That's the eternal part of you. Right? The body is the vehicle that your eternal soul is in right now. Honor it too. Right? It'll honor you back. Until you have a test, right? Until you go through something tough, you might be going through it right now. You're going to get through it. But until you go through it, you'll never have a testimony. You'll never be able to tell someone else, hey, I did this, you can do this too. And it's going to take work, right? Because nothing in this realm that we have is worth having unless we earn it. And that goes for everything. Be grateful. This one is a nice one. Be grateful. It says practicing gratitude in the moment of frustration can be a real game changer. Those with a grateful mindset tend to see the message in the mess. This is key. And even though life may knock them down, the grateful ones find reasons, even if small ones, to get back up. Okay? Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. So even if you're struggling right now and you haven't even set a goal yet, hey, guess what? Newsflash, you need to set a goal right off the bat. And then guess what? Newsflash, I got another new one too. Make sure you set a goal after the goal. As you're coming up to the goal, if you don't set another goal, you're going to plateau and then you're going to sink again. Trust me, I've been through it. So continuing to set goals, okay? And be grateful all the way through. Don't just be grateful when the good days happen. Be grateful on the bad ones too. Be more grateful on the bad ones. When you mess up, when you're like, oh, I really did this wrong, be grateful in that moment too. That's the most important time to be grateful. Moving on, separation. Separation is necessary. This one's super tough. I know it's so hard for a lot of us. We're all separated, I know, because we found our true spirit family and we're throughout the realm. We're not all in one city. We can't all meet together, and they put these stupid ass rules in place. They made these stupid ass fake invisible walls, and they say you can't cross this line unless you've done this, this, and this. But that's where we are. So this one may actually relate to a lot of people. It says here, because only then separation is necessary. Because only then we'll be able to reunite with our true beloved. It says, in this separation, our silent period You have to make sure that love for yourself is what dominates. This is key. If you're not loving who you are first and foremost, you can't love anyone else. It's not going to work. It says, or if not, you will have to work on that. You definitely need to work on you all the time. This could be the way to self-love and self-respect. So if you're separated, you're alone, you're not doing the things, you're not with who you want, this is a time to work on you and start to respect who you are, setting boundaries, not letting people disrespect you, all these types of things that you need to start doing, because we've been programmed to develop as individuals during this separation. So we have a code. We have a code inside of our spirits that say when we're put into positions of being alone, and I know many of us are, it's because you're actually training. You're doing the spiritual work, and that's what we have to do. And embrace and be grateful. Be grateful for the separation instead of letting it destroy you, right? Because that's what it can do. That's what it can do. Moving forward, you don't have to solve your whole life overnight. You don't have to feel ashamed for being where you are. I don't understand why anybody has any reason to feel shame at all, especially if you're like waking up to the fact that everything's lies and everything. All you have to do is actually focus on one small thing. One thing that you can do today. Like, you don't just walking around your living room once. That's enough, right? Slowly and lightly, one step at a time around the living room, just once, and you can get there. Okay. So moving forward, accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward in just one baby step. That's it. That's all it's going to take. One baby step at a time. Moving forward, the baby steps become leaps, and then you're flying. Right? So you just give yourself a goal and move forward. That's what we want to promote here. We're going to constantly do it. We want to teach our children to smell the earth again. Dirt actually has a smell. Taste the rain. Taste the rain. That's very key. To touch the wind, to go out and feel the wind and to be conscious of it, to see things grow. That's something that all the children and the youth need to do. They need to grow something or watch a flower grow, and someone needs to explain to them, this is how the rain comes down and the sunlight comes down, and it grows this way, just like we do, through the waters that rain on us and the sun that shines on us. We need to teach that, and to hear the sunrise. That means being quiet and observing, hearing the birds, hearing the nature, the sounds of the sun. There is an actual sound and a vibration to it, and it's been taken away from the youth. We need to bring it back. And yes, the nightfall, when the sun sets, we need to worry about our love, our care. That's when you have a more open, intuitive position of love, when we should be spending our time with those that we love about. That's at nighttime. So this was it. So the one who plants trees, knowing that he will never sit under their shade, has at least started to understand the meaning of life, the true meaning of life, right? That's through Marikai, leaving pieces of yourself in work and effort and in truth and in love for others. And that's why we're here. And you need to discover your Marikai, what moves through you, what inspires you. So it's 8:11. I got to go do some flooring today. And we'll see you on Beyond Flat Earth this Sunday with Jason of Awake Souls. And it should be great. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning podcast as much as I did. And I will see you guys next week on Sunday. Take care, everybody. And plant some trees if you can. Bye. This is the only morning show. It's not sponsored.